Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are. This is Double RPG here, and welcome back to Double RPG Livestreams, where we're covering E3 2021 with some presentations, showcases, or whatever you want to call them. This time around, we're only covering one showcase today, and that is the Capcom E3 showcase. But of course, I'm not alone, as I have my good friends from the Geek Fighters, and they are Fighter Chaos.
Hey, how's it going?
And I have with me the third amigo of that group, and that would be VisibleNinja.
Capcom presents, not Marvel Comics.
The feline was unconscious.
Bart, I don't want to alarm you, but Capcom presents. Yay!
Yeah, God. Good stuff.
Hey, LPH, and hey, Dragon Zeron, and Dragon Zeron says, I think Metal Gear Solid will be announced. That's Konami.
That were different from those used in the past.
But LPH says, I just want my Mega Man X9. Don't we all?
This game is Japanese.
And apparently our Battle Network collection, since we are in the middle of Battle Network, and that would be a good time to do it.
Yeah, it would be. Anyways, as usual, we'll go ahead and we'll give our most realistic prediction out of the whole presentation, what we hope to see, and the one just outlandish out of this world prediction that we would not expect to see, or we hope, that might be a reality. So, since Fighter Chaos is with us, why don't you go ahead and deliver your realistic and outlandish prediction at the same time?
Well, at the same time, all right. What was my realistic prediction for this show? Yeah, I know.
Okay, go ahead.
My realistic prediction would be Street Fighter V news. There's still a fifth character that needs to be announced, and they'll probably announce that there. And also, anything. I feel like there's Monster Hunter news. I don't know what Monster Hunter news. Probably something add-on for Monster Hunter Rise. Mm-hmm. That's probably the most realistic thing I see. And as for an outlandish one, I'd say new rival schools, because Itsunu has been champing or chomping at the bit, both expressions that phrase are correct, to make a new rival schools.
And we all know that Hideaki Itsuno definitely wants to do that.
Also, something Mega Man related. For Metal and for our stream and for Alex's sake and mostly for our stream, I want to see a new Battle Network, and I think that's like a 50-50. It's like up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh yeah, we'll have to see.
Because they already did the mobile game announcement.
Yeah, they did. Okay, Metal, you're next.
All right, realistic. Let's just say, Street Fighter V news. Probably nothing terribly exciting past that, but outlandish. I'm gonna say it. Re-releasing the HD version of JoJoban.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that Capcom. I'm pretty sure that Capcom would have to work a good deal with Bandai Namco for that, but I'd love that.
Yeah, because obviously they did put out the HD version back in like 2012 for like the 360, and I don't think it went anywhere else. I think it was only on the 360. So.
It was on PS3.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but like a nice reissue. But like you said, because Bandai Namco, probably not gonna happen. But it's outlandish for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, Solon says they highly doubt Dino Crisis or
Red Earth.
Red Earth?
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I'm tired of Resident Earth. Or Evil.
Yeah. Okay, for me...
Resident Evil 4 Remake.
For me, realistically, we'll probably see a bit more information about the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, even though that is coming out next month. They might as well go ahead and give a bit more information on that, but then again, that is a re-release of a 5 or 6 year old and 4 year old or 3 or 4 year old game, or in that compilation. So who knows what they're gonna showcase on that. Now as for outlandish prediction, Mega Man X9. I'll just say it quick there. But anyway,
Warning. Livestream contains content that is rated mature.
We're getting started. And perfect timing,
Let's
too.
go. Yeah,
I'm seeing nothing.
it's starting now.
E3 exclusive.
World premiere.
Y'all seeing stuff?
Yep.
E3, yeah, rated E3 to M.
It's on the E3.
I'm seeing nothing.
It's on the E3 Twitch page.
Okay.
Twitch.tv/E3. That's where we're watching it.
E3.
Oh wait, it started for me now.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Capcom.
I'm gonna be behind you guys apparently, but okay.
All right. Well, we won't try to blur it out too much.
I'm your host, Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer, and I'll be your guide as we walk through the latest releases, news, and updates from Capcom.
Well, I see Ace Attorney Chronicles,
Monster Hunter
Village,
Rise.
Monster Hunter, and get the
Capcom Pro
latest
Tour
Street Fighter
2021.
5.
We'll wrap up with some updates from
Well,
our friends at Capcom
no shit.
Players. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Our first stop today.
I wonder how much you get paid to do her job.
Yeah.
The latest and greatest in survival horror.
Oh, we're going back to Resident Evil Village, eh? Even though that's already released at the beginning of last month.
Launched last month. It brought the world another chapter in this.
Everybody's been enjoying the hell out of that game because of Dimitrescu.
I'm honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village.
Yeah, old bag on the head, lady. 'Cause that's what I do.
Another time.
Oh, speaking of Dimitrescu, there she was right there.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, they, well, after she was first revealed, Capcom did, you know, they were pretty smart, I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
Because they caught on how popular she was, so they decided to kind of highlight, I guess, her in a lot of the ads, which was a good move. Because, you know, thick vampire mommy.
LPH says
Step on me, vampire
Milt
mommy.
sells games.
Yeah, even though she's just like one of the bosses. She's like the one
Tsuyoshi
everybody talks
Kanda,
about.
the producer of one of the producers of Resident Evil Village.
Game in May. We hope you're enjoying this new chapter in survival horror. As a reminder,
Solon says that shopkeep is huge and fat cigar chomping dude.
online multiplayer title
I think he's talking about the big huge shopkeeper in Resident Evil Village.
their favorite
Yeah.
Evil heroes and
What you buying? My friend always used to say that.
Resident Evil Re:Verse will go live next week.
He's speaking English and pretty confidently too. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, now they're talking about Reverse now a bit.
Resident Evil 25th anniversary.
Oh, that one game that nobody wanted.
Yeah, and they didn't even advertise it because I had a feeling because it sucked. Then
And
it turned
has
out I was
just
right.
started
Unpopular.
on additional DLC for Resident Evil Village. More info later.
Wow,
Really?
Thank
what
you,
a hype.
Kamasan, for that wonderful update.
Hype
Next up,
announcement.
some
Yeah.
news from the world of Monster Hunter. Whether it's adventuring alongside monsters or battling
Dragon Jar and I got you.
we've got
Don't worry.
something for you. First, let's dive
Ah,
into
Monster Hunter Stories.
RPG entry.
2.
He said a word and Twitch chat said he was misogynistic, and I'm like, no, he wasn't.
Ah. Yeah, careful what you're saying there, Dragon Zeron. Don't want Twitch getting on our case. So yeah, Monster Hunter Stories. Haven't really played the first one on the 3DS. Heard some good things about it, some mixed things as well. Like I know that the battle system for that game was more of a rock paper scissors type of battle system, which was kind of a thing for some of the Dragon Ball Z RPGs back in the day.
Things just kept getting worse.
Yeah.
But I heard that Guardian
LPH also asks, why does this E3 feel so weak? Well, it's because of COVID.
Well,
That's
I was-
exactly why.
well, I was gonna say, well, one, it's the fact that E3 as an institution is becoming more irrelevant with each passing year, and two, yeah, little thing called the global pandemic.
Yeah.
That's why.
So-
That's why TGF wasn't doing an official reaction to everything because I knew
Yeah, we
I was
weren't doing
it
it.
was gonna be weak. I knew it.
Mhm.
Yeah, we weren't doing it like you know, event by event. We're just doing an all-in-one at the end, like
many people believe
well, an all-in-one this coming week instead of playing more Battle Network.
wings of
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pits are appearing everywhere. And they're emitting
But stronger case is
But you're
that
here, Kyle.
Enquavalis says that Take-Two's was the worst by far, and Dragon Zeron says he's a bit excited about the Guardians of the Galaxy game that was announced yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, that was this morning, wasn't it?
Take Two was terrible. Vic,
I didn't
our
see
buddy
it.
Vic, talked about it too. He said it was he said it was just a TED talk.
But the thing is that they're bringing Godfall to PS4. Why? When nobody bought it on the PS5 or PC, it's not because of it wasn't because nobody bought it. It's because they did not like the idea of it having microtransactions.
If there's worry or doubt in your voice,
Something Dungeons and Dragons games isn't gonna have.
Yeah.
That's why I pre-ordered that.
that you will protect him no matter what. I can sense the flames of his
And Solon says, man, Squares was terrible. I'm 50-50. They had some good showing, but
honestly, like that's one of those things. Like a lot of people are saying,
care for it.
Squares was horrible. And I'm like, well,
Can you hear it?
no. Like I know a lot of people said that the Final Fantasy Origin was cringy and edgelord, and I'm like, well,
it's because it's
Yeah,
going.
I did not care for that presser.
They're monsters.
like the presser as a whole, yeah, because they did spend like a good third of it on the Life is Strange series, the remaster
Groove, huh?
and the new one.
I like this elf.
Humanity.
She does have her own amiibo, that elf.
Yeah, like I said, damn, this seems like a good RPG.
Comes out next month for the
Oh, yeah.
Switch. Switch exclusive, but it's also coming out on PC later. Just like Monster Hunter Rise.
Monster Hunter 2: Rings of Ruin.
Featuring free
Stories,
title
huh? I wasn't so wrong, was I, when I said something Monster Hunter?
Oh well, no, you weren't.
And Solon
So I
says,
guess
well,
you're the prediction princess for this one, Jerry, and where I was for Square.
Solon says, what made me not like the live stream was the mobile ports again on mobile. Well, the thing is that you could say the same for some of the ones some of those re-releases that appeared in the past that actually did show up on console eventually. So I would not put it past them to say, hey, we're also going to release Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Pixel Remaster on the Switch and the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S or X and S, those platforms,
Epic, right? And how about that announcement?
I mean, we did get those those first 3 Dragon Quest re-releases on the Switch, so wouldn't put it past them on that.
First free title update coming soon after the game's release. You can get an early peek at the game with the Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin trial version.
I'm a better actor than this woman.
Which also carries your
Bogart
progress over to the full
Bogart Gaming and Tech
Then
says,
again-
I've yet to see anything from any companies that make me want to buy any games or consoles. I'll stick to Ultra Street Fighter 4 and Final Fantasy 7 Steam mods, thanks.
And we have even more content coming.
To each
including
his
a new
own.
collaboration on the rise. Let's find out more.
I was gonna say, remember, I think she's a social media influencer,
Yeah.
so not an
I-
actress.
I just said I'm a better actor.
Yeah.
Maybe because she's obviously reading from a script. So I mean, like, come on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could have had me read that script.
Capcom collab 1. Yeah.
Is no wounds blessing.
Monster Hunter Stories 2. Yeah.
Rise.
You got yourself
Now,
And
where's
stories, too.
the Garo armor?
That'd be sick.
Solon says, I'm
Solon
excited for
said,
the
yeah.
excited for the Capcom Arcade Archive. Well, it's already released.
Well,
Or,
yeah.
or Capcom Arcade Stadium. I think that's what it's called. Or is it Arcade
I think,
Archive?
yeah, I think it's Arcade Stadium. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one on Switch?
Yes,
Yeah, it's
I
on
believe
Switch,
so.
but it's also on. I think it's also on PC through Steam as well.
It's like $40 if you want everything, but yeah, you get everything though.
Yeah.
Ooh, black leather legs. Jester, play possum. Sunglasses.
Honestly, I was expecting more Okami than anything, since they, you know, it is a Capcom collab.
Yeah.
At least, I would have loved to see Amaterasu as a skin for the Alamut.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, there's more collabs coming, so you never know.
With all the new updates to Monster Hunter Rise and the launch of Monster Hunter Stories 2 this summer, we can't wait to hear about your own stories of adventure. Well, that's not the only thing Capcom has in store for us this July. Fans of Phoenix Wright will have new
Oh, yes.
to explore with the release of the Great Ace Attorney
Great Ace
Chronicles.
Attorney Chronicles.
North American and European future attorneys will finally be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney Adventures and the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which were
Funny thing about the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is that the main the characters, their names are actually in Japanese. They're not a play on words in English.
Phoenix Wright's ancestor in this action-packed prequel.
So Phoenix Wright's ancestor retains his original name, Ryunosuke Naruhado.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Objection, asshole.
And Solon says, man, Onimusha, one day maybe we'll get it back.
One day.
That'd be nice. I love Onimusha.
Me too. It's just a shame that it's just a shame we're never going to see 2 or 3 get re-released because of the likeliness of famous actors from around the world. Like in Onimusha 3's case, it's Jean Reno.
Yep, and Onimusha 2 is that fella who died, who was the basis also for Spike Spiegel.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if they were ever gonna re-release them, then they would have to redo those models.
Which is a thing. Yakuza did that.
With Judgment,
And also in Yakuza 0. In Yakuza 0 over here, Lao Gui is one look, but in China, it's based off of a Chinese actor.
Mm.
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage.
So because it's feudal Japan and has a Japanese name, he has a British accent?
Yes. Yes, he does. And you also got Sherlock Herlock Sholmes, as they call him in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Basically, they swapped the S and the H in Sherlock Holmes.
Surprise! This reminds me of another game that was on 3DS. And what was his name? Puzzle game. Lemony Snicket. What was his name? Professor Layton. That's it.
Yeah, Professor Layton.
Hello, I'm Jonathan.
Minor spoilers may be included.
Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
So this is the capital of Great.
Oh, an Asian guy in, you know, Victorian London. I'm surprised people aren't incredibly racist towards them.
2 new gameplay features: dance introduction and summation examination.
Yet it would not. It just doesn't seem that very. It just doesn't seem that very fitting for the Japanese to have an English accent like that. It's like they're borrowing that same shtick that Level 5 does with their games when they have English voiceovers. They usually tend to have those who are from the United Kingdom or from around Europe to voice the English characters.
If he was born there is one thing, but he moved there, right?
Well, yeah, he went there.
Yeah, if he was
Woman, don't be absurd.
I wouldn't just have an accent just because I went there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, with the regular Phoenix Wright games since Dual Destinies, all minus Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney, Sam Riegel was always the voice of Phoenix Wright ever since Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But in the Phoenix Wright games, he's always been there for the character. So you have an American voicing the character, and he just sounds perfectly fine instead of with dialect.
Valiant Bolshevik. Yeah, clever.
So yeah, good old Sherlock Holmes, or Sholmes, I mean. You know, that's what, one of these days we need to play through at least the first Ace Attorney game and show you what it's like, Fighter Cows. Whether or not if you would actually get an interest in the rest of the series just after looking at the first game with either Metal or I, you know, doing it for the Geek Fighters.
As players present
And funny enough, I actually do have, I do have the first Great Ace Attorney on the 3DS, but it's an import. But the thing is that I kind of put in some software into my 3DS so that way I can actually play it, because that way I can play it with a translation.
You're not a man at all.
Wants to very much in her youth. Oh no. If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected. By your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that is Novovich Ballet's prima ballerina. Ah.
Prima ballerina.
Miss Nicolina Pavlina. Oh, wow. Pavlova.
Nicolina Pavlova.
A ballerina on the run. So yeah, that's the new deduction mechanic. Basically, you're just trying to deduct everything on the spot at the scene of the crime, essentially, instead of doing it.
And this tag team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, think of Sherlock Holmes as the detective gumshoe of this game. Basically, the forensics investigator, or the homicide detective. Let's put it that way.
That juror looked more like a criminal than anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Flipping a knife? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, he's just sitting there in the jury box, flipping the knife around, like.
And this guy isn't on trial himself? Like, he's would stand over your trial, and then I gotta go to my own trial for murder.
Those two statements are completely contradictory!
What?
Be ready to provide evidence from the court record to help prove the contradiction in their claims.
It's proven by...
When you successfully point out one of these contradictions among the jurors, you might just change their mind.
I mean, that juror was holding the knife, and that knife is amongst the evidence.
Fiery ball towards the scales above and literally tip the scales of justice in your favor. Bring each contradiction to light and persuade the jury to help prove your client's innocence.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage! This has just been a small taste.
What is a man?
But enough talk. Have at you.
I kind of did get a Patrick Seitz voice for the prosecutor in that game.
Okay. July 27th on PS4, Switch, and Steam.
Yes.
Catch up on. There are some exciting new adventures and titles to look forward to. Well, that's a look at the new premieres from Capcom, but what about esports? Let's close out today's showcase with a few words from two of the stars of Capcom Fighters, Rob TV and Vicious. They'll tell us what's been going on with Capcom esports, including updates on the Capcom Pro Tour, Intel World Open, Street Fighter League, and all the other content on Capcom Fighters. Over to you guys.
Is this really E3?
Think. Exactly.
Is this life?
Woof.
Is this life?
At least have something else. So not even the fifth character, huh? Just about the actual league.
Not yet.
LPH says, this is not ESPN.
Street Fighter 5.
Exactly.
E3, it just feels right, and you feel the electricity in the air. Nice. What? That was nasty. And there might be some people at home, Vicious, who don't fully know what competitive Street Fighter 5 is. The long and the short of it is this: we travel all around.
Oh, that looked like.
And then it shows the wrong stuff.
Life bar from 100 all the way down to 0.
Damn.
Pretty goddamn good doing it.
Looked like it was either Karine or Cammy in the roll casket outfit from Mega Man Legends.
I think that was Sakura.
Or Sakura. Oh.
Because of the moves she was doing.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the yellow hair threw me off.
No, yeah. I mean, the hair looked like Kari. But the short you can said Sakura.
Mm-hmm.
Capcom doesn't do shit.
In all of its glory, the Capcom Pro Tour 2021 official stage and set, and that's a place that you are very, very familiar with.
That's right, we take all of our events and broadcast it live from this stage, and we check out all of the top competitors from each and every one of these regions. And speaking of, the Capcom Pro Tour has shaped up a lot. 2021, we have 32 events going on in the Capcom Pro Tour, spanning across 19...
Yay, now what about news on Street Fighter 5 or any new fighting games?
To get that ticket into Capcom Cup this season. I'm absolutely excited because again,
you want new fighting game? We play Street Fighter 5 for 20 years. And then we get Street Fighter 5 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
I wonder what Max's reaction is right now, just seeing this.
What is this shit?
I can tell you now.
Oh, I can quote an old comment about Yu-Gi-Oh ban lists. This is literally nothing.
LPA says, so will the Olympics have esports? They said they would, but whether or not if it's this year or if it's at the next Summer Olympics, I think it's the next Summer Olympics, not the one in Tokyo.
And the $150,000 prize pool. Street Fighter League is something that you don't want to miss because normally we only have 1v1 content.
You wanted to know Max's reaction?
Yeah.
What is it?
He literally has his face right now where he's like, WTF is this crap?
Mm-hmm.
His face is like, what? he just gave like a smile, but like it's like one of those like, what is going on smile, like, you know, like this is
representing 11 regions around the world are competing for their place in the World Finals happening next month. Be sure to check out the official website for more.
But is LTG there?
He literally looks like he's so bored, like what is going on here?
Yeah. We don't blame you, Max.
And there you go. That's his reaction.
highly recommend everyone to stay tuned for future Capcom.
Dragon Zeron said cringe, and Solon said, right? We want games, not this stuff.
Yeah.
E3 is not esports, it's E3. One of those E's is not for esports.
Exactly. LPH says, this show needs Capcom memes.
I mean, of course, your boy is from Ohio. Make sure you guys tune in to see the tournament. You do not want to miss.
Oh, hey, Birdie. Still hitting them Happy Meals, I see. Oh, Akuma. That was good old Richard Epcar for that voice.
It's great hearing Richard Epcar and seeing him sad.
Dragon Zeron says, these guys are Keenan and Kel wannabes. They probably just came off the set of Good Burger and they needed to do another promo for something. And their agents were like, yeah, do something for Capcom. We don't care what you do.
Thanks, guys. It's been a really exciting season so far, and I can't wait to see how this plays out on the road to Capcom Cup. Remember to check
if you said exciting show, lady, I'll be like...
watch the latest matches. So that's a wrap for Capcom at E3 this year. Let's recap what we all saw. Resident Evil Village is back with the latest installment of the survival horror experience and RE Verse as part of the franchise's 25th
Worst
anniversary.
show
New adventures to embark on in the world of
at
Monster
E3
Hunter,
2021.
Monster Hunter Stories 2,
Period.
Wings of Ruin, and Monster Hunter Rise.
I heard that Take-Two one was garbage.
Time with the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
It's yeah, but yeah, this is garbage too.
Finally, don't miss out on the esports fun.
Capcom.
Me. I feel I should show up for one of these. Also me. Well, looks like the one I picked to show up for was the.
Well, you showed up for the garbage one, so hopefully tomorrow, if you do show up for the Nintendo Direct, it'll actually be the good one.
That's what I'm hoping. All I gotta do is just make sure I wake up in time.
Well, press F. Unless they're going to announce a Capcom branded fridge, I think that's it.
Oh god.
Look like Xbox.
But instead
Everybody
of
in the chat.
But instead of green, it's all yellow and blue. And have a little Captain Commando on the side of it, since, you know, that's what Capcom was originally known for, was Captain Commando as their mascot. But anyways, that's it for Capcom. Oh boy. I don't think we're going to give a lot to cover for this one, so go, Jerry, why don't you go ahead and give us your quick thoughts?
Bro, I decided to like stop drawing thickness just to see what Capcom got, and then Capcom does this to me. Monster Hunter's cool. That was about the only thing I liked it, and the Ace Attorney kind of looked cool, but that wasn't worth a press conference. That could have been slapped into the middle of a Nintendo Direct, and I wouldn't have noticed. You literally, it could have just been like, we're not going to do our own press conference. Nintendo, just take these games and promote them. What about the Street Fighter and the game and Resident Evil? Promote them anyways. Just say they're coming to Switch and we'll never make a Switch port. And then boom, would have been better. Could have been like, what do you think of the Capcom portion?
What about the Capcom portion?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, your rating out of a 5?
1.
Okay. Metal, your quick thoughts.
Okay, thank you very much. This was literally nothing. And yeah, the biggest announcement was they're making DLC for Village. Yeah. That's literally really it. I mean, yeah, they showed, Monster Hunter Stories 2 and a bit more from, Great Ace Attorney Chronicles and all that stuff, but yeah, this was literally nothing. That's about it.
Your rating out of a 5?
-5 stars.
All right. Okay, but yeah, Capcom. I've not seen the Take-Two one because I heard that one's terrible. But after watching Capcom here, I think this was by far the worst that I've seen, and I don't think I know this was the worst that I've seen by far. So I mean, we just saw a lot of nothing new. Just the only new announcement was that, as Metal said, that new DLC is coming for Resident Evil Village, and for us to stay tuned for that. But it was just all white text splotched on a black background. That's not really exciting. And I mean, yeah, it's awesome that we're actually seeing, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, and the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles coming to Switch, but what the crap was all that Capcom esports garbage that we had to see on there? That should not have been a part of E3. That should have been a part of EVO coming up, EVO Online that's coming up in August. That should have been that, not for E3. So, yeah, Capcom, you were bad, very, very bad. So, when it comes to rating Capcom, do I give it a 1 out of 5? Do I give it a -5 out of 5? No. I give it a 0. It was nothing. But yeah.
I like that.
But anyway, those are my thoughts and those are our thoughts. So Jerry, you said that you will most likely show up for the Nintendo Direct one if you wake up on time.
Yes, if I am awake, I will be there. I will try and send a message on Facebook saying I'm here.
Okay. All right. Well, and I know Metal's going to be around for that, and I know that our good
Alex
friend the
wanted it.
yeah, good friend the Bad Gamer is going to be in it too. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have the whole Nintendo Direct crew. Between the 4 of us actually watching it together, but we'll see. But anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed our commentary as much more than the Capcom E3 presser itself. But anyways, you all enjoy the rest of your day, and we will actually see you tomorrow for when we are on the final day where we cover both Nintendo and Bandai Namco. Nintendo, that's one that's a lot of people holding out for, but Bandai Namco, it's still up in the air with what they got to show. But anyway, enough wild speculation. I just want to sign off by saying this is Double RPG.
VisibleNinja.
And I'm Fighter Cows.
And I would make the quote that Iori does in King of Fighters, but I'll go ahead and try it anyway. So Jerry, I do apologize if I botch it. So here are the 2 words to end it off for tonight. Ninyo, Kanryo.
You mean the Ikari Warriors?
The Ikari Warriors, Iori.
Yeah.
But
Iori is not an Ikari Warrior.
Well, I know.
But that actually was good. That actually was good, though. You said it right, pretty much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, I was like Iori. I thought you were gonna do his famous super move taunt thing.
Oh, would you rather I be Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star? Anyway, I better stop botching it. Anyway, you guys have a good remainder of your day. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
So peace out. Bye-bye.
Bye.